Hi, I'm biking, and it's kind of hard to hold this and bike with one hand. But I haven't got much physical activity lately. I've been under the weather, and so I've kind of stayed in the house, and I figured that biking around this lovely golf course park would be a good way to cleanse my mind. I got notified by USC that I would not be getting their full scholarship that I interviewed for, but their half. And of course, in their letter, they frame it like it's a grand honor. All right, so my phone magically stopped recording because it said it was full, all empty, all done with recording. I've been recording lots of HD stuff on my iPhone and forgetting to delete it, so it just like said, stop, we're done, cut you in the middle of the video. So I'm now laying on the hood of my car here after that strenuous bus ride. Yes, bus rides are strenuous. It wouldn't be strenuous normally, but like I said, I haven't done anything in a long while. So just getting out there and using my lungs was a little bit tough. But yeah, the USC scholarship, it's still like $22,000, which is great. That's $88,000 over 4 years. That's a lot of money. But it puts me still $20,000 short per year, and I don't have that money. My parents don't have that money. So how will I get there? I don't know. Kind of put me in a little bit of a funk the past couple days. I just got to figure it out and see what we're going to do, because it's a great opportunity. I just got to figure out how to make it happen. And my computer is still missing. I thought it was a hard drive issue because I could access the Windows partition, but not the Mac partition. So I still don't have my iMac. They thought it was a hard drive issue. They went and repaired some things in the hard drive, and it still won't boot into the Mac partition. So they're thinking there's some weird issue. They ran a 24-hour test, and were going to call me back the next day. But I haven't heard from them, and I've tried calling them like 4 or 5 times with no answer. So I'm thinking that either A, they magically vanished, or B, more likely, like these guys, I've worked with them before. I know they're good people. I know they're trustworthy. But they have like a small computer Mac repair service. So they probably make like, what, 40, 50,000 a year? I don't know, 60,000 maybe. They probably like got sick of this for a couple of years and were like, you know what, we've got 30 Macs in the shop right now. If we go sell them all for $1,000 a piece on eBay, that's $30K. We can break off this company, take the 30,000 and go do something new. So that's my hypothesis that they did right now, because again, why have I not heard from them on a normal business day? They were supposed to call me Wednesday morning. Couldn't get a hold of them all Wednesday, couldn't get a hold of them at all today, Thursday. And so, yeah, I couldn't get a hold of them at all, ever. And now it's going to be Friday and then the weekend, and I need my computer. Otherwise, recording videos is a big pain. And doing everything else I normally do on the computer is a pain, because the laptop just can't compare. It's got 1/4 of the RAM and nearly 2/3 of the processing power. But that's my computer situation. So hopefully we'll figure out where it went. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get a brand new one, and then I'll have to decide between desktop again or laptop.
Jump! 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 Jump!
Alright, so computer update number, whatever, 854. I finally got a hold of the guy. He's like, oh, I've been out of the office the last 2 days, so I will give you a call around 12:30 today and let you know how it is. Guess what time it is, guys? 2:36, so no call, and I'm about ready to go over there and throw something at the guy and say, give me my computer back, I will take my business elsewhere, because it's been a week. I dropped it off last Friday, and it is, that's ridiculous. Like, you don't take your stuff anywhere and then have it, not get looked at for a week. I mean, they said the test was running like 4 days ago, and it was supposed to take 24 hours, so I need a call back from them. I just went to Panera Bread, which is basically, if you don't have Panera Bread around you, it's like a lunch, breakfast, dinner, bakery, bagel, combo, blah place. I got a mango smoothie, and I said, hey, can I have a mango smoothie with no whipped cream? And so, of course, what happens, they're like, okay, great, and, you guessed it, 5 seconds later, they make the smoothie, and there's whipped cream all over it. So I said, you have terrible ears, and you're stupid, so thanks for nothing. And I drank it anyway, and it was really good. But I don't do wheat, sugar, or dairy, so the whipped cream is obviously dairy, and I didn't want it, and they didn't listen, which made me kind of frustrated. But that's it, and if I can get my computer back, that's my imperative thing. I will bathe in whipped cream if I can get my computer back, because I need it before I go to Florida. It is not going to be a good thing if I don't get this back before I take off for the bayou of the South. Because I need it. Otherwise, I can't record anything while I'm down there, and that's going to be a bad deal.
So we got to get that back. Let's go get it back. And speaking of computers, I don't know if you guys saw this already. It was kind of on the YouTube Grand Circuit. It seems like everything that ever happens on YouTube Circuit. I feel sort of stupid talking about anything because it's like, well, you've probably seen it if you're watching YouTube. But Barack Obama is being interviewed by some Spanish or Mexican or something or other news channel dude. And he was like, do you have an iPad? And Obama's like, yep. And he's like, do you have your own computer? And Obama started to be like, yes, and then he just lost it. He couldn't stop laughing because he thought it was hilarious that the guy asked him if he had his own computer. And he's like, I'm the President of the United States. Do you think I go around borrowing people's computers? And I found that incredibly comical. I find news in general just incredibly comical because if you think about it, the goal of news is to capture your viewership. And so therefore, it's not really reporting at all. It's more dramatized. I mean, this is obvious, right? It's dramatizing and blowing everything up to mega proportions. And I follow sports obviously super closely, and so that's something that you'll find really regularly. And it's sort of been the thing that has kind of turned me away from professional sports in general. Is like, you can read anything about professional sports, and it like they'll make the stupidest thing the biggest deal ever. Like, this guy, whatever, he stayed at the arena. There's a story. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, kind of. But Kobe Bryant, after the Lakers lost the Heat, he stayed at the arena for like an extra hour shoot around or something. And like, this is the story everywhere for 2 days, and they're like trying to analyze, and be like blah 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 blah. And I guess it's interesting, but it's like, oh my God, they blow everything out of proportion and try to make something out of nothing, and they have quotas to fill clearly, and so they're like, oh, this guy on the White Sox said he hopes Michael Vick dies. And like, is that news? I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say anything's news. I feel like you could go on Facebook and just start reading all people's statuses and be like, this person who works at McDonald's thinks that Arby's is better, and oh my God, like, the fact that these people in the spotlight, the sports spotlight, or that they've been placed in the spotlight rather by the public who has, given sports stars such a reputation, such a seat of fame, it's kind of funny then how every word they say and every opinion they have instantly becomes like listenable. I feel like there's no difference really between like a White Sox player and my neighbor, except that the White Sox player can swing a wood bat faster than my neighbor can. So why do you care his opinion on Michael Vick versus my old elderly neighbor's opinion on Michael Vick? And it's sort of a very sad statement on the state of the American people, public in general, that we place so much weight behind these people and therefore value what they have to say at such an extreme level that we're willing to tolerate that as news, when really I feel like I could walk around my neighborhood and ask people the same questions and get just as crazy or crazier of responses, and no one would care because they can't swing bats fast and they can't wear suits and ties and mingle and mangle with politicians. So that is my news rant for the day. I really don't read hardly any. I mean, I check CNN every once in a while, but if I need something serious, I go to like BBC, because they're going to give you like the no BS answer, and CNN is always like, oh my God, 54 people fell off the interstate because there was too many, livestock running nearby and the stench made the truck flip. I don't know, whatever they talk about, they will capture you with something that seems like it's straight out of a video game. The way things happen. School bus capsizes in, Norfolk, blah, 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 and luckily there was a cat there, and it saved the bus by climbing through the window and licking awake the bus driver before the truck tumbled into a blip. It just blows my mind how they're able to absorb people in the same way that people are sucked in by soap operas or whatever. And I think the saddest part for me is that people don't realize they're being sucked in. They really believe, like, hey, this is important, and I am doing my duty by listening to the news and watching CNN and Fox News and these places that are kind of an embarrassment to the world and to society. And I just feel like there needs to either be a change in news or no news at all, because everything is blown so out of proportion. I was reading a stat the other day that 28,000 people, which is a huge number, died from earthquakes and tsunamis and natural disasters. And I don't put any negative spin on that at all, but the backside of that statistic is that 100,000 people died. This was last March, this month so far. 28,000 people this month. And 100,000 died in car crashes. 250,000 died from malaria, and 3 million died from starvation. And people are like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. There was a tsunami and it killed people, and they're freaking the heck out. and yet 3 million people died from starvation. You hear nothing about it. Like, if you're going to tell me the world's ending, 3 million people dying from lack of food tells me there's something more wrong with the planet and the people on it than a big wave that is granted devastating and destructive, and I'm not a fan of, but don't go telling me that signals the end of the world when we have 3 million people dying. So in the interim, when my computer was broken this past week, I've been playing a lot of different games. Swarm for Xbox Live Arcade, NBA Jam for 360, WWE All-Stars, NBA 2K11, Madden, Crysis 2 especially, though, a lot. And I want to show you this one part of the single player because it's incredible. And I paused the game right where I was at just so I could show you guys here. So we're going to get this going into the game here for a quick second. So what you're looking at here is a ginormous crevice in the earth that this like alien tentacle thing has carved its way through. We're in New York City here. There's the buildings. They've just flooded the city, and down here is like a humongous abyss. And I just thought it was like ridiculously crazy how far they've detailed down there. You can see some water running down below. We got the city. So let's take a walk on the wild side. I just drove this tank truck off of this cliff onto this one, and then it was like, oh god, I better jump out before it rolls backwards, but it didn't. But we're going to stay out of the truck for the time being anyway. Make our way over to this glorious check mark in the middle of nowhere. We're watching out for aliens. Ow, that really hurt. Ugh! I'm on very low health, and my whole screen is freaking out. My guy is hyperventilating here. Let's shoot this light off. Yes! 100,000 million billion trillion points. Okay, so trying to assist Delta Squad, even though I kind of abandoned them a long time ago. And we're going to get back to where they are. Supply up here. There is a bad dude behind me, apparently. Which is kind of weird. So we're going to look at the destruction. There's like a distress call or something, and there's sad music playing, so we must be going the right way.
Delta Company, this is Cyclops 7, approaching the LZ. Stand by for air evac to terminal. Let's make this quick and painless, gentlemen.
Copy, Cyclops 7. Follow our smoke.
Okay, there's a dude down here standing here. God only knows what he's doing. Let's go investigate. We're waiting for like a helicopter to come and extract us. The thing you'll notice about the 360 version of Crysis 2 is there's a lot of popping, which isn't so fun. But other than that, it looks gorgeous, especially up on your screen, on the little YouTube window. It probably looks fantastic. Traculous. Now I'm going to follow this Delta Squad. There are a lot of collectibles in this game, and I'm very bad at finding them. I don't know why. There's a ship. As we check out our tactical options. We could support. I think that's a good idea. That's pretty much our only tactical option. So let's get on this boat. On a boat, baby. Okay, we could get rid. I have this like ridiculous zoom pistol that's insane, but I'd rather have a sniper. Because the sniper in this game is downright deadly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Look at that, aliens! Dropping their pods. Like, no easy landing for those dudes. They kind of just rocket them in there. And I can probably equip a silencer onto this thing. Yes! And, we can put a scope on it. The sniper scope is obviously what we want. So, let's snipe this guy in the face. Boop! These guys, there's some aliens that have really strong headgear, and as you can see, I'm hitting him over and over again, and he's like not even flinching, like, no big deal. So we're gonna go and try to take out some other dudes. How about this guy here? Hey, buddy. Hey! Stay still. Great. Jumping around like an imbecile. Got this silent sniper, and that was finally a good shot. Jesus, my aiming. You know, you play Crysis, you play Call of Duty, you play Homefront, you play all these different shooters, and your aim gets so messed up, it's not even funny. That's a huge guy. He's pretty dangerous. We're out of ammo with the sniper. Lovely. I think I have one shot left, though, in this amazing launcher thing, so let's make it count. Boom! Look at that. What do you think of that explosion? So this is Crysis 2 single player. I'm probably halfway through, maybe a little bit more, and it's awesome. Not necessarily because it has the coolest missions or anything like that, but because it just gives you a lot of options to get things done. There's a ton of variety. You got this big meanie thing floating. It's like from Tron or something up in there, which is a bad movie. Don't go see that. Don't waste your time. Hello, it's a shell of a rocket launcher. Okay. Re-ammo up here. We got some C4. I wish I could throw this up into the sky onto that thing. It just kind of hovers in midair, and while it chills here, I will wrap this quick
tiny look up. We'll call it a tiny look. My tiny slice of Crysis 2. It's pretty fun. I like it a lot. Boom.
So, blah. That's all I got for you right now. I'm kind of in a state of indecisiveness. I don't really know what kind of videos I want to make. It's kind of a process, and I'm trying to work through it. So I'm just going to be posting like a bunch of stuff and see what clicks for me and see what clicks for you, and we'll go from there. I promise you one thing, though. I promise you that it will eventually, in the very near future, turn out, and we'll get on track, and we'll be spiffy. You will be glad that you're a subscriber of GhostRobo. I can guarantee you that. I will make games and vlogs and everything super fun, and we will have a glorious time. Sometimes there's just periods of growth, and I had one. Last time I felt like this, I went from 300 subscribers to 5,000 in a couple of weeks. So, hopefully, if history's anything to go on, this period of confusion will end in something, boom, spectacular. So, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it, and until next time, guys, we'll see you later.